Hello, my name is Jeff Callaway. We're here at Colorado State University. I am the Associate Director of the Fermentation Science and Technology program. Today we're going to talk about the spaces that we have that are unique to Colorado State University and the FST program. So here at CSU, the FST program has a number of unique spaces that our students get to leverage and use as a part of their education, thanks to our generous donors and passionate alumni. So let's go take a look at these facilities. All right, we're here in the Ramskeller Brewhouse in the Laurie Student Center on the campus here at CSU. One of the things you'll notice when you first walk into our brewery here are the stainless steel panels, which is really an engineering station that normally is in the back bowels of a company. You wouldn't really normally see these, and you would not have these glass cutaways. So we have three big industrial panels here right up front, showcasing the engineering that runs the automation on our brewing system. Part of the fermentation science program here, from field to foam, is that we want no black boxes, so transparency everywhere. You got to understand how things work, and no better way to understand how things work than by seeing it. So this is a real call out that what we're doing here is we're taking a lot of the things that are taken for granted and putting them right out front. All right, we're here in the Ramskeller Brewhouse looking at our 10 hectoliter brewing system, which was kindly donated by Molson Coors. But again, a variety of donors came involved. So Molson Coors had a couple of the original vessels, and then through the partnership with Newlands, we were able to add the missing components, and then more donors got involved. So Melisco Engineering created the automation system for us that you see up here on the screen that allows us to brew in an automated and semi-automated fashion. But then we also have these motor disconnects by Alan Bradley, which is all Rockwell platform. So again, other companies donating. We have these very nice valves that you see glowing here by Pentair. They're Sudmo IntelliTop 2.0 valves. So just really nice technology. So even though there are a lot of ways to brew, this is an example of a very cool way, a very scientific and process-driven way. And this is just one of the examples of the equipment and the technology that our students get to use while here at CSU. All right, welcome. We find ourselves here in the Gifford Building on the Colorado State University campus. This is the Innovation Hub and Brew Kitchen, which is where much of the magic happens. This is where the students get to apply the knowledge that they've learned in the classroom and actually test it out on real live equipment. So behind me here, we have two 50-liter brewing systems. Each one of these systems makes a little less than a standard keg of beer. The students get to learn how to make beer, and also, of course, as they get more advanced, do research and development on. And then we have the cellar in the background where the beer is conditioned and then ultimately packaged. There's a lot happening in this lab, and I look forward to our head brewer here, Jeff Biegert, who is supported by New Belgium. He actually works for CSU and New Belgium, so again, thanks to them, is going to take you through the space and show you what makes it so magical.
My name is Jeff Biegert, and I am the New Belgium Brewing sponsored Fermentation Science Technology instructor and brewmaster in the program here. And so my position is sponsored by New Belgium Brewing. I've been involved with the FST program for just over 8 years now. I teach in the program, also run and operate the two breweries here with the students for brewery labs. This space has been sponsored by Emerson Process and New Belgium Brewing Company and Odell Brewing Company. So we're really thankful for our contributors, our sponsors here, and that we have this great facility to teach in and do research in. This is a totally unique, one-of-a-kind research brewery that was custom designed. I actually had a hand in engineering and custom designing this system with Emerson Process and one of their partners, Lakeside Process up in Canada. We have two 50-liter brew systems behind us where we could take the students in the lab and divide them into two teams. These are identical systems. The brew houses are where we process the raw materials, including malted barley, hops, and most importantly, water through the brewing process. This brewing system is essentially a miniature brewery. So it is just like a commercial brewery, but shrunken down. Predominantly manual, but with a lot of high-end instrumentation on these vessels so that we can measure temperatures, pressures, levels, et cetera, et cetera. All right, so this part of the brewery is the fermentation area. What we saw earlier, the brew houses, we like to refer to as the hot side of the process. It's where we boil and process the raw materials. This is where raw materials go after processing. We turn them into a liquid called wort that we add yeast to, and the yeast ferments the wort and makes beer. All right, so after the beer is fermented, we cool it down to temperatures that are actually below freezing to help yeast and other particles settle out of the beer. It sits for a while and then clarified. That goes on to what we call bright beer tanks. These are finished beer tanks where we carbonate the beer, finish it up, and prepare for sampling and analysis by the students.
All right, once again, welcome to the Gifford Building here at Colorado State University. We are inside the new Malt Testing Laboratory here within the FST program. So with the support from the industry we've had, we of course have to give back to the industry. And one of the ways that we can do that is by helping address challenges that the industry faces. And this Malt Testing Laboratory was created to do just that. So I look forward to Katie Fromuth, our lab manager, taking you through the facility and explaining how it is we do that.
So my name is Katie Fromuth, and I'm the lab manager for the Fermentation Science and Technology program. And I oversee the Anheuser-Busch Foundation Quality Lab, which is where we're in right now, as well as the Malt Quality Testing Lab, which is another facility that we will go visit today. So we're in the Anheuser-Busch Foundation Quality Laboratory. This is the space where we do a lot of research and testing. We have lab classes in here, and I'm gonna take you around and talk to you a little bit about some of the equipment we have and the capabilities that we have, and get a little sciencey on it. So over here, we have two instruments, but this is our newest addition to our capabilities. This is called an Anton-Par alkalizer. And what is happening in this instrument is that we're able to very accurately test the alcohol of the beers. And this is helpful because as we do this through fermentation, we're able to monitor the process of that fermentation of the beer. We're in the Malt Quality Testing Lab, and I'm gonna take you through some of the pieces of instrumentation and what we do with them in this lab. And so to start, I'm going to talk about this guy as well as this guy. And these are kind of the heart of our Malt Quality Testing Lab. And so this is our disc mill, and this is really important. Without this, we wouldn't be able to do the testing and get reproducible and consistent results. So this is kind of one of the hearts of our malt testing lab. And then the other piece that's essential is this instrument, which is called a mash bath. And here, what's happening is we have 16 different pots in which we can mix water as well as our ground up malt sample. And what's happening is that it's gonna undergo very specific and controlled time and temperature programs and profiles. And what the purpose of that is basically to mimic a mash in a brew house. So that's why it's called a mash bath.
On behalf of CSU's Fermentation Science and Technology program, I want to express a deep gratitude and a deep thanks to the organizations who sponsored this Innovation Hub and Brew Kitchen, including Emerson Process, New Belgium Brewing Company, and Odell Brewing Company. This space has really taken our program to the next level and provided some excellent experiences for our students here. So thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you for your financial support. Thank you for your time. I know that time is a non-renewable resource, so that's huge. Thank you for your expertise in helping us guide the vision of this program in a way that is going to be most impactful for you as well as most impactful for the students.
All right, thank you for joining us today. A special thank you to our industry donors, partners, our CSU alumni, and all of our friends out there. We look forward to seeing you in person. Until then, cheers.